All right, we have our next guest coming in. You are going to love this gentleman. He is not only a leader and a friend, but he has, as you're going to see in a second, he has. Is that John King?
Yes, it's me. How are you doing?
I was going to say you don't look anything like Philip McClure.
No, I don't.
Well, we're glad to have you, John. Thank you for your service. Uh,
Yeah,
who
well,
who invited you? And by the way,
yeah,
nice to see on Veterans Day that you're in the Caribbean islands enjoying
yeah,
yourself
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. It's a nice effect going on. Brian Arrington invited me over here. I've known Brian since I think 2018 or before, when he was running Vets to Industry, and we both have a passion for wanting to serve and give back to veterans. So that's why I'm here. He's like, hey man, can you come online and tell a little bit about your story and tell about why you serve and why you continue to serve. So that's why I'm here.
Well, I will say that I'll just reframe it. He selected you. Uh,
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, these spots are very valuable, and not only they're very valuable, they're for the people with the right heart, with the right message. So I just want to say, he may have said "can you," but he really meant to say, or I should say, he. I know in his heart he was saying, "I pick you, I select you,
Okay.
I honor you,"
Yeah.
and I share that because every single person that's going to be speaking today, you will be inspired by, to include me being inspired by you. So I'm very thankful for you being here. I'd love to hear what was your what branch were you in?
So I'm prior service Marine Mustang. So I joined in 1995, straight out of high school. I got picked up. So we had our senior all night party. Um, so 95 is because I was this program is called Category P, meaning you go to boot camp and then you go to college and you go to your MOS school in
Yep.
between
Right.
college. And so that was my designation. So I graduated high school in 1996. I went to my senior all night party, and my recruiter picked me up the next morning, took me to MEPS, did all the MEPS stuff there in Kansas City, Missouri, and then I flew out to San Diego and I reported in
Well, I don't want
June.
to. I don't want to cut into your story. I want, and anytime you're using abbreviations, there are civilians that are going to be watching this too. So
Okay,
let
yeah,
them know that. But I do want to say something that may now it's very clear how special you are. When I talked to Brian about this veterans, he says we are only going to have Air Force people here. We will not have any Marines or Army people here. So I said, well, I'm Army, so you're
yeah,
already excluding me. And so
yeah.
he must have said, well, we'll took only top tier Marines.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll take
So
it. We'll only take the top Marines get in here.
Well, I see you rubbing
Um,
your eyes right now, and I get emotional too when I hear about Brian's heart and how he allows the Marines to pretend like they're Air Force people.
yeah, I know, right? I know. He's a funny dude, but he,
Well,
like I said, good man with a big heart for vets.
he sure does.
He's been
Well,
doing this for a long time. Go ahead.
he's going to be sharing about resources later, and I'm the fortunate one that's going to be turning the hosting baton over to our next person. So I think you're my final person I get to honor and say thank you for being here. The three things we'd like you to share are your thoughts and feelings on patriotism, the importance of service, and your story. So without further ado, sir, the stage is yours.
All right, and we'll go back to, like I said, from the beginning. Joined right out of high school. Hello, I'm John King. I hail from Missouri, born in Texas, retired out of North Carolina, currently working in Washington, D.C. area. So I have been serving since 1995. I did around 25 years of reserve, active duty, and officer for the United States Marine Corps. I was joined right out of high school. Went to San Diego boot camp for the Marine Corps. Then I went to my MOS school, which is food service, served in a few reserve units up until the year 2000. And then in 2000, I joined the active reserve in Kansas City, Missouri. And after that, I finished up my degree in 2002, and I got commissioned in the Marine Corps in 2004. So I was already a little older when I went to OCS. I was like 26, 27 years old when I went there, and all my peers were straight out of college, 22, 23 years old. So I had to work very hard to keep up and maintain my physical shape with those folks the whole time. But what was interesting about being in OCS 3 years after 9/11 was listening to all of these young patriots on why they came into the Marine Corps. I was already in for already at least 10 years by that time, and or 8 or 9 years by that time. And it was very interesting, and to hear all the patriots that came in after 9/11, right? I think what I define patriotism is being someone that defends the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. You know, then it has a heart for the people wanting to serve. A lot of our veterans out there own veteran-owned small businesses. They're pillars in the community. They run for office. They run churches. They run law firms because they want to continue to serve the American people and just to serve people in general. So I have worked with other nonprofits, Brian included, and in Missouri, we worked with a nonprofit that actually got a bill sponsored by the state called HBOP. HBOP. Hyperbaric treatment centers that are be the state of Missouri will sponsor for vets that are suffering from traumatic brain injury or post-traumatic stress syndrome. The founder out there petitioned really hard. We worked really hard to get things signed off on, and you know, that was a pretty major accomplishment for us. It took us about a year and a half, almost 2 years to get the governor and the entire Senate and the House of Missouri to sign that. So, you know, just have a passion for wanting to help veterans, help their families out. I saw in like 2017, 18, when I was getting out, not, I mean, I had already put my retirement papers in and I had about 2 years left. And I noticed there was a problem with the system, and it kind of bothered me as an officer with an MBA. And I saw, you know, the enlisted folks around me, staff NCOs, and certain warrant officers around me, not really being prepared to join the civilian service. That kind of afflicted me a little bit. And so I'd spent probably that time from 17, 18, 19, helping folks transition out or helping spouses transition out, worked on resumes. I ran my own recruiting firm for a good little while. But if someone texts me on either like regular text on my phone, or they text me in LinkedIn, or I'm on other social media platforms and someone texts and says, "Can you help me?" I'm going to probably drop what I'm doing and I'm going to try to figure out how to help them. That includes getting their VA benefits, getting VA medical, helping them out with some resume writing, helping them out with some networking, maybe do some warm introductions so people can get careers and get the jobs that they want. Because what it is a lot of us just want to serve in some capacity. That's why joining a volunteer firefighter is good. You know, being a substitute teacher with students, you know, joining red, blue, green. I mean, red, blue team that goes around after natural disasters and helps clean up, right? So veterans just want to serve, and that's what they're ingrained in their body, ingrained in their DNA. They just want to get up, serve, be part of a community. And so that's where I think you know, uh, is one of my things that I will work with like I said, with veterans and their family members. And so for me, that is part of my passion. That is part of the patriotism that I have for fellow veterans, fellow Americans. That's one thing that keeps me going and driving every day. I know veterans, if you just gave them an opportunity to reserve, or give them an opportunity to exude their value, they're, you know, they're not going to let you down. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to let you down. The ones that potentially could let you down, they're just in a dark place and they just need to be elevated a little bit outside of that dark place, and you give them some purpose, and they're going to run through brick walls for you, just like they did when they were on active duty, or just like they did when they were in the reserves. You know, travel around the country, being in the Washington D.C. area for work, or talking to active duty folks. A lot of them just want to serve. You know, so that's that's where that passion, like I said, for me comes in at. And as I've transitioned from being a contractor, from a from a small business owner. And as soon as the shutdown is officially over, I'll be serving again in another capacity in protective services. i.e., I'll be a senior leader at the Secret Service running some of the budgets up there for the United States Secret Service. So I will continue to serve. My mission there will be to ensure that all the agents and all the folks who are working in or around Secret Service are getting the things that they need on a daily basis. And then also we'll have the protection of the White House and things in that nature. So I'll be serving in a different capacity, kind of in the background, but I'll still be serving and being a patriot and giving back to the American people.
Well, I want to say I stand corrected. Now I understand why Brian says, can you please speak today? Because you're cool. You are a leader.
Thank you.
And I'm really glad that you are part of this today. Um, where are you located?
So I'm what they consider as a geographical bachelor. I work in the Quantico area, but I'm currently in North Carolina with my younger wife and kids. I have 4 daughters. One is a adult, graduated the University of Chapel Hill. She's in Durham. Another one is 19, and she is a freshman at the University of Virginia State.
Mhm.
And then I work Quantico, like I said, for the DoD. But next month I'll be starting a new role with Secret Service. I'll be a GS-14 supervisor up there. So pretty hefty role. Took
Oh, that
about a
is
year.
hefty.
Yeah, it took about a year to get into the position, and it was just based off of strength of my resume and how I interviewed and how I approached it. I know people at the Secret Service, I guess, but not enough to influence a decision like that from the comptroller's office. So it's I'm looking forward to the new opportunity. I'm looking forward to serving in a different capacity.
Well, thank you for your service. Do you want people to connect with you? Some people,
And then yeah, they can connect with me online through LinkedIn if they want. I would prefer just veterans at this point. I still have to learn my left and right lateral limits
yep, that's why I asked.
since I may have the power of the purse, and so I don't want to
Well, I'll
put
tell you what,
myself in compromise.
in the post, you can let us know how people can either connect or support you. And you can
Yeah.
just put a link later. So thank you for being part of the program today, and have a wonderful Veterans Day.
All right. Happy Veterans Day to you too. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir.